long time out, girls' night, and went to see the Barbie movie. And it was so fun. It was so cute.
I wasn't even invited.
No, you weren't.
I'm still mad about it.
Oh, Ken. Oh, Ken.
Oh, Barbie. Here we go again.
How was your week? Good. I think it's going to be a warm one this week, so we're grateful for air conditioning.
Yes.
And this morning, as we go into our meditation, we want to remember all of those in Maui.
Yes.
Let's don't forget to do that.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the West Coast, yes, they've got, Mother Nature
Hurricane
is
warnings.
doing some major hiccuping these days.
Well, I think she's doing a little reflection back to us. Folks, let's think about this. Are you ready to figure this out?
Yeah, so the folks on the West Coast, let's remember them too.
Absolutely. Will, integrity, conviction. Say with me, conviction.
Conviction.
Do you have conviction? Charles Fillmore calls our will the executive faculty of the mind, the ability to follow divine guidance from within. You know, it's a common thing to desire a happy and fulfilling life. How many would love to experience a full and happy life? Right? We all desire that, don't we? We all have specific needs as human beings that are natural to all of us. Right? Most of us want the same things. Might be a little different flavor, you know. We've got some folks that love vanilla. Other folks like vanilla with a little chocolate. And then we have folks who like Rocky Road. You know what I'm saying? It's all over the place. Right? And
Now,
that's
are we
okay.
talking ice cream or are we talking life experiences?
We're talking ice cream.
Okay.
Come on now.
Okay.
Are you having a hard time keeping up this morning?
Maybe. Because Rocky Road ice cream is good every once in a while, but I'd rather not have a Rocky Road life experience.
Well, there you go.
So, I'm just asking.
Well, the Creator has already provided everything we need in abundance. The things needed for a good life. So what is our responsibility? Just to sit around and wait for it? Just to kind of, Or our task maybe is to appropriate and attract and bring to ourselves and have our hands open in a receptive state or mode so that we can receive what we need when we need it. It's very hard to give somebody something if they've got their arms crossed and they're looking at you funny, or they're over here somewhere, right? Not paying attention. Say it with me. Pay attention. Self. Mind. Yes, I just broke it. Thank you for that. Thank you for thinking of my safety. Did you get that?
I did.
Just thinking of my safety, yeah. Thank you. No, these have broken before, and they've been repaired and broken, so we're on the way to getting a new setup here pretty soon. So just it's all pay no attention to the broken stool. So, how many have ever heard of Maslow's list of needs? Hierarchy of needs, yeah. We all have physiological needs. We need air. Important, right? Clean air. Is that important? Say it with me. Yes. What about water? Is that important? Yes. Let's not be dumping stuff in it to pollute it. Make sense? What about food? Isn't it great when they don't spray that stuff all over the food to kill all the bugs and then we ingest it? I wonder what it does to our intestines. I wonder. Anybody ever heard of gut problems? I wonder. It just makes you wonder. Say it with me. Makes you wonder. We need shelter. We need shelter. We need sleep. How many are getting your sleep? Are you getting your sleep? Yeah. I mean, that's a priority. Make sleep a priority. We spend a third of our life sleeping. Sleep should be a priority. Clothing, reproduction, all these things, these are physiological needs that we all generally have. And they're very important. Here's the thing. If you're eating healthy, if you're drinking good, clean water, and you are sleeping well, you have a greater degree of being in a good mood, a greater probability of being in a good mood, of being happy, being fulfilled. And it's just a physical thing. Sometimes we're not getting what we need. We you know, instead of water, we drink all this other stuff that's available. You know what I'm talking about? And we need good water. Stay hydrated. It's so easy. And it's been hot recently, hasn't it? So your body absorbs, you know, and uses more of the vitamins and minerals. So you need to drink a little bit more. So we've got ice buckets on sale in the back. If you're interested. You got to raise money somehow, right?
So the second tier are our safety needs. We need to feel safe. You know, the caveman ran around most of the time not feeling safe, right? So we've determined that this is one of our basic needs, is we need to feel secure and safe. We need employment. Employment helps us with that security feeling. We need to have access to resources, access to health resources, having property. These kinds of things help us feel safe and secure, and it's important.
Let's say together, I am safe.
I am safe.
You say, James, well, how do you know if I'm safe? Well, because you just said so.
Yeah.
Right? Many times that's, you know, you begin to affirm and declare, I am safe.
Yeah.
And you get a feeling of that, you know? And sometimes, you know, it's something you work on a little bit at a time.
Yeah, and this shows up a lot in our relationships too.
Yeah.
In our relationships, there's emotional safety that's important for us. We want to feel that our feelings are being validated and protected, and that we matter, those kinds of things. So that it's an emotional safety too.
And Barbie, I just want you to know that I love you, and you are perfect,
Thanks, Ken.
wonderful. You're welcome. No.
Great. Well, thank you.
What about esteem?
You skipped one.
I did?
You did. Because the next level is love.
Love and belonging. Mm-hmm. How could I forget that?
Yeah.
Friendship. We all need friendship. Mm-hmm. Are you making friends? You say, well, I'm sitting around waiting for somebody to come up to me and introduce themselves and tell me how great I am. And then maybe I'll have a friend. Say it with me. It doesn't work that way. If you want to have friends, you need to be what? Friendly. So let's say it together. I am friendly.
I am friendly.
And I have many friends.
And I have many friends.
I have all kinds of friends.
I have all kinds
You
of
know,
friends.
when I go in the grocery store, the person waiting on me is my friend. I'll even say, hello, friend, how are you today? And they'll look at me, you know, oh, somebody paying attention to me. Because, you know, a lot of times we go in the grocery store, we're not paying attention to anybody. We're just getting our stuff, and we're in our own little world. And when we're, you know, we're thinking about, oh, I got to have the mustard and the peanut butter and all this stuff, you know. And we're not really paying attention to the people around us. Right? If you want to have friends, show yourself friendly.
Yeah.
I have met people in the strangest situations who turn out to be some of my very best friends. You understand what I'm saying this morning? And so it's important to be friendly, right?
Then the next level is esteem. And we all need to feel
Wait a minute, we weren't done with that one.
Oh, we weren't? Okay. right ahead. I want you to feel validated and heard, so go right ahead.
Thank you. Thank you. Friendship, intimacy, family, a sense of connection and belonging. Right? When you go somewhere, do you feel like you belong there? A lot of folks don't feel that they belong, right? Well, here's the beauty of it. The gift in you will make room for you. The gift you have. The gift of what? The gift of your love, the gift of your laughter, the gift of your peace, the gift of your communication. You share that with others, and you will begin to develop a sense of belonging. But if you just kind of always looking at people suspiciously, you'll never feel like you belong, right? You got to let down your guard a little bit. I understand you have to be aware these days because, there are scammers and, we talked about that a couple weeks ago, didn't we? The tricksters, right? There's that stuff. But at the same time, we need to take down the wall a little bit and open up, right? What was the next one?
Now we move on to esteem.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah, esteem. So we all want to be respected. We all want to have a feeling of worth. We all want to be heard and validated, right? We all crave some sort of recognition for a job well done. This kind of goes back to that emotional safety too. We want to be supported. We want to feel supported, and it gives us a feeling, an air of strength and freedom when we have good feelings about ourselves. So it's important that we give to others what it is we want to receive, right? So we're always looking for ways to make sure that we're supporting others with words of empowerment, looking at them when they're speaking with you, letting them know that you hear them and that you respect their opinions. Even if they differ from yours, you still respect their opinion, their right to have an opinion. So in words of esteem, I
Yes.
give you a hard time up here a lot of times, right? Just
Yeah.
because it's what we do.
Yeah.
Actually, you are one of the most spiritually connected, deep, and wise individuals that I know. And that is absolutely true. And so I support everything that you do to strengthen that spiritual relationship that you have. And we have some wild, far out conversations and stuff sometimes, but it's all in support of that exploration, the deepening, So anyway, yes, words of affirmation to one another, helping us to feel that we are worthy, remembering our oneness. Those are all important aspects of the esteem level.
When you have good self-esteem, you are free to do whatever you want to do. Wow.
Yeah.
That is true freedom. That is true freedom. When you feel good enough about yourself, when you love yourself, if you're taking care of yourself, then you'll get up in the morning and you'll go, wahoo! What wonderful thing am I going to explore today? Right?
That's what I hear in there in the bedroom.
Yeah, yeah.
Woo! I wondered what that was. Okay, I got it now.
I hadn't said that word since I was in the 6th grade. It just came out. You know what I mean?
Wahoo!
I think I read it in a comic book once or something. But anyway, you get the whole meaning of that's behind that. So, but to be free enough to live your life and to be who you are, doesn't matter what anybody else says about you. I know who I am. I know who I am. Let's say it together. I know who I am. Right? Now give yourself a hand. Yeah. That's good self-esteem. And then finally, self-actualization. The desire to become the most that one can be. Is that your desire this morning? Do you want to be all that you can be? Right?
We live in a time when the opportunity and the availability to tools and resources to have this self-actualization are greater than any time in history. The post-World War II era brought people more time, more free time to use on hobbies, exploration. You know, before that, people were, I mean, think back.
Nobody went on vacation.
Just trying to put
That's
a
a new
meal on
thing.
the table. Just trying to make it to the next day. Just trying to survive. And since about post-World War II, we all of a sudden, yes, we have vacations. We have time to spend on researching and exploration and our inner world. Who ever heard of tapping the inner world too much before that, right? And we have an abundance of teachers and books and productions that have come about that there is no, well, there are lots of excuses, I guess, but really there is no excuse for us not having the time, spending the time on our spiritual growth and really growing into the best and highest versions of ourselves that we can be.
But you don't understand, I have lots of excuses.
I know.
I've got a list.
I know. We find them. We find lots of excuses. But you know, we live in a
Yeah.
time of just such opportunity.
Absolutely.
And there's so much for us, available
Yeah.
for us.
Yeah.
It's incredible. And we take all of it for granted.
Granted sometimes.
We do.
Yeah.
You know, we do.
Well, there's two ways that people try to get their needs met. One is through integrity. Say with me, integrity. Being true to yourself and others, asking for what you want. Asking for what you want. Nobody knows what you want until you ask for it. Well, why won't they just give me a raise? Why doesn't she understand what I need? Why doesn't he understand what I need? Why don't they do for me the things that need to be done? Don't you like me? Well, ask for what you want. You know what? If you ask for what you want, you just might get it. Right? You just might get it. Yeah. And be willing to do the right thing no matter what. No matter what. Winston Churchill said, never give up. Never give in. Never, never, never. In nothing, great or small, large or petty. Never give in except to convictions of honor and good sense. And then he'd take a cigar out. Never yield to force. Never yield to the apparently overwhelming might of the enemy. How many know who your enemy is? Right here. Winston Churchill. Now, Jason Reynolds said, having a superpower has nothing to do with the ability to fly or jump or superhuman strength. The truest superpowers are the ones who all possess willpower, integrity, and most importantly, courage. Courage. Let's throw that one in there, all right? What's another way that people get their needs met?
Well, if you're not
Or
acting
try?
in integrity, then the flip side of that coin is to get things by hook or crook, right? Any way that you can go about doing it. Some people have a faulty belief that the only way this is done is to cheat or to steal. And we start that in high school or before, cheating on tests, trying to look at our neighbor's paper, right? It starts out as something small and it grows into a lifestyle where everything that we do becomes one of cheating other people or trying to look for the fastest way to success. And if it smacks of a little questionable stuff, well, that's okay, because it's quick. It gets me where I want to be. You want the quick fix. I want quick, 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 quick. We live in an instant society, don't we? We want everything right now. We don't want to have to wait for anything. And then finally, you feel ashamed to ask for what you want. I'm not going to ask anyone for what I want. I'm just going to get it however I can get it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
People are so embarrassed about themselves. They feel so, poorly about themselves that there's this sense of shame that people walk around in. And it keeps us in this bubble of fear. Because shame is rooted in fear. It's either fear or love, isn't it? Fear or love. Which is my motivation? Love is integrity, right? Fear is by hook or crook. Whatever. I have to go behind. I have to do these things dishonestly because there's no way I'm going to get it the right way, the open and honest way. So I have to do it sneaky.
Proverbs 10:9 says, "Whoever walks in integrity walks securely, but he who makes his ways crooked will be found out."
And we're living in the day of being found out. To quote a scripture from the James King Version, it says, "Every button that can be pushed will be pushed."
Shall be pushed.
Everything that you've been doing in secret, it's being brought to the light.
Yeah.
Everything. Everything. Doesn't matter who you are.
Live your life as if there's a camera on you, because there probably
There probably is. There's a camera on us right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
But you might say, James, well, I've made up my mind to do certain things. But it didn't work out. My resolutions. I resolved to do this or that, and it didn't work. And if you really get down to where the rubber meets the road, we haven't really resolved our interior lives to consciously use the force of will. Our will has become watered down. Watered down. It's like you wake up in the morning, all right, I'm ready. Okay, I'm going to eat right today. Cinnabons, get out of the way. Coming through with carrots and celery and lettuce. Yum. And in that moment, I have resolved, or maybe, about 10 o'clock, think about, what else should I do for lunch? Well, I don't have a lot of time. Wish I had more time. If I had more time, I could eat healthier. I just don't have enough time.
I don't have time, so let's run to the mall and get Cinnabon.
Yeah. No, we don't go to get Cinnabons. We go to the place that sells the health food store.
Oh.
But just across the way is my temptation, right? My nemesis. And so what happens, because I haven't really resolved those interior issues, of course I'm going to eat the Cinnabon. Are you crazy? Right? You expect me to eat that little piece of kale? There's no flavor there. So that's why our resolutions fail many times. The solution is to resolve whatever issue in us that is operating on a previous commandment, on a previous command. Because I've made a vow inside myself when I was a kid. I said, I'm not eating any broccoli. Right? I made that vow. and you can't make me, Mom or Dad. And they tried, didn't they? Oh, they tried. And you'd smile and you'd feed it to the dog. Right? And, but you never really resolved the issue. There's a reason why that we don't want to do the things that are good for us.
Yeah. Sometimes
Previous
we
program.
don't have the understanding. So this heralds back to the daily word this morning. When I have the understanding, when the light bulb has gone off and I've got some clarity, then will comes in and makes it possible for me to do that which I know to do. When I have the understanding that this is my biggest obstacle, when I have the understanding that the things that I feed upon grow or diminish this and its output, I have an understanding about how my mind and the law of attraction, or sowing and reaping, my thoughts creating, I have an understanding now about how this works. So I can blindly just go, yeah, I know that's how it works, but it feels too good to wallow around in this self-pity or this drama or whatever, and I'm just going to keep doing what I'm doing. Or we activate, call upon that power, that inner power of our will.
Yeah.
To say, okay, I have an understanding about how this works, and maybe I don't see it playing out right now, but I know that this is how it works, so this is what I'm going to do.
All right.
And that's using our will, the power of our will, courage, strength, fortitude, staying the course. We've talked about all these things, right?
What about conviction?
Conviction.
Conviction. What is
to make
conviction?
it happen.
Is a firmly held belief or opinion. You ever met somebody of a certain political persuasion? It's a firmly held belief, right? Well, we need to do that with the things that are good for us. Hold a strong belief in those things. To be convicted. Because what you do is you just choose the same things every day. I remember I needed to lose some weight, and I lost about 50 pounds. And how I did it was that I made up my mind, and I resolved those issues, those weak areas that would rather have ice cream and cake and pasta and, Anyway, all that other stuff. You know what I mean? I get caught away sometimes. And you make a formal declaration. You keep choosing what is the highest and best for you every single day. In every moment, you keep choosing it, you keep choosing it. After a while, your subconscious says, oh, we're changing the command here. Instead of going this direction, we're going to go in this direction now. And after a while, you hold on to that belief, you speak that belief, you feel it in your body, you feel it in your being, in your soul. Then what happens is your mind says, ooh, yeah, let me send some endorphins to help you, to solidify that belief. Let me change your feeling state, your emotional state. And you begin to feel like, yes, I can eat a salad whenever I choose to eat a salad. And guess what, dear? Today, I'm having one. I'm eating a salad today with vinaigrette dressing. Some of you can eat a salad and load it with sugar, right?
So I want to give an example in my personal life of using will. So I grew up in a home where a dysfunctional home. Anybody have a? Yeah, okay. You didn't have to raise your hand. And a lot of what was modeled to me was anger, frustration, and that's what I chewed upon. That's what I knew, and I I was an angry, angry person. And I would go from 0 to 100 in a split second of just heated, woo, right? And he would say, well, you got to get control of that. And I'd say, you don't understand. I don't have any control over it. Something happens, somebody says something, and I'm just gone. It's just that fast. And then I got a hold of an idea from the Course in Miracles that says everything is either love or fear. Anger is rooted in fear. So what is it when you get angry that you fear? Now I had an understanding. I got an understanding. Okay, what I'm doing is not right. I've had unhealthy things, patterned to me, but I do have control over this. And there is a breath between the action happening and me reacting to it. There is a breath there. So in that breath, I do have the ability to go, okay, what am I afraid of? What's really going on here? What am I afraid of? And I started doing that. And boy, it just worked perfectly the first time I tried it. So see, here's a key. When you get an understanding about something and you start operating in it and you eat the ice cream instead of the salad, you don't beat yourself up about it. You go, okay, that wasn't the choice that I really wanted to make. I will do better next time. Because how many know there's always a next time? I didn't have to wait too long for there to be the next time, right? So then I got into a habit of, okay, I'm going to at least count to 10 before I escalate, and I'm going to at least take control and count to 10. I got pretty good at doing that, being able to count to 10 before I went off like a rocket, right? So we take it in steps. You don't get the whole thing right off the bat. You work in steps, and you love yourself through the process. You don't beat yourself up. You love yourself through the process. I will be better tomorrow than I was today. I will do better tomorrow than I did today. We always act at the level of understanding that we have, right? The will gives us the ability to take that understanding and put it into action so we can see something in our, see, it takes a whole heck of a lot to make me angry these days.
Yeah.
I mean, it takes a whole heck of a lot.
It's a totally different person here.
Yeah, because, it was a, okay, what am I afraid of? When I go into the bathroom and I skyrocket off because the bathroom is a mess and there's towels everywhere and nobody picked up after themselves and yada, 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 yada. Oh, we had little kids at home. What do you mean, what am I afraid of? I'm not afraid of anything. These things, these beings left this mess for me to clean up and take care. Oh, maybe I'm afraid of being taken advantage of, not being appreciated. Maybe there is some fear going on there. And I began to do that with everything. And it took a long while, but it can be done. When you get the understanding about
it can be
something,
done.
you just stay with it and get you a support network. This is a great support network right here, right? You have a support network.
You just grab somebody and say, hey, will you be my accountability partner?
Yeah.
Mate, no, I'm
totally.
just kidding.
Well, you can have an accountability partner. That's not a bad thing. If you're really, if you're really struggling with something, to be able to have someone that says, how did your week go with that you're working on? Well, this, and this. But I had a success here. Oh, yay, you had a success. Okay. The other things we could, you can work on that, but you had a success.
That's right.
So celebrate the successes.
Yeah. And, we sometimes we do couples counseling, and one of the things we do is say, all right, count to 10 before you kill them. Okay? They will appreciate it.
And so will you.
And so will you. Take a breath. Take a breath. So there's 3 things you need. First, you need self-respect. Self-respect. Say with me, I'm worth it.
I'm worth it.
But you got to say it with conviction.
I am worth it.
I am worth it. Number 2, self-discipline. We love that one, don't we? a daily practice.
Uh-oh.
And keep practicing. You get good at the things that you practice.
Yes.
You get good at the things that you do repetitiously, that you do over and over again.
But I want that quick and easy fix. I want it
Yeah,
to just happen
yeah.
to me.
Self-confidence. I believe in my abilities.
I believe in my abilities.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
If you can't convince yourself, you cannot convince others. Life will believe you if you believe first. You will see it when you believe it. Mm-hmm. Doubting Thomas said, I will believe it when I see it. But Jesus told Thomas, he said, Thomas, you are blessed when you believe, even though you haven't seen it yet. That's where the blessing is. Do you see that? That's where the power of the will comes into focus. That's where the new commandment, the new command, the new force of will begins to wake up.
Yeah.
Charles Fillmore said, here's a mental treatment guaranteed to cure every ill that flesh is heir to. Sit for half an hour every night and mentally forgive everyone against whom you have any ill will or problem with. Say it with me. Oh. Unforgiveness is a biggie.
It is.
Because we're holding people hostage in our minds. We hold ourselves hostage, don't we? Yeah. Why does this work? Well, it's because it's how the quantum world, the world of the kingdom of God, the spiritual dimension, works. It works on an energetic level. Everything is worked out in the energy world first, in the thought realm, in the feeling realm, in the emotional realm. That's where it's all worked out first, and then you walk it out in physical action. Yeah. Isn't that great?
It is great.
So let's say together, I use my will, with conviction, and with integrity. Let's take a breath. How many feel good? Did you feel like a current maybe of strength? You know? Courage? Do you feel it in the room? How many know it's coming from you? It's coming from you because it's in you. And when you talk about it, you stir it up. You stir it up. So we're going to turn the lights down. We're going to invite you to get comfortable. In this lovely moment we have together.
You can relax now. Come on and open your heart. Breathe deeply now. I am with you. Oh, my sweet, sweet child. Who do you think you are? You are the child of God. And that will never change. You had a dream, you misunderstood. You thought you were separate, but now you hear my voice and you can relax now. Come on and open your heart. You are my one creation. You are eternity, and that will never change. You had a dream, you misunderstood. You thought you were separate, but now you hear my voice and you can relax now. Come on and open your heart. Breathe deeply now. I am with you. You are my sweet, sweet child.
My sweet child.
Who do you think you are? You are the child of God, and that will never change.
Let's take a breath together. You can relax now. You can open your heart. Breathe deeply now. And that presence, that loving presence within says, I am with you always. I'm waiting for you to be still so that I can wrap my arms around you and welcome you home. Back to your home. Peace, belonging, safety, acceptance. It's been here all along. Open your heart. And in opening your heart, we remember to forgive. We forgive now. We forgive all of those that misunderstood us because they misunderstood themselves. Their attack was a cry for love. So we release the tension, the buildup of negative energy. We take a breath now and we let it all go. There it goes. And in this moment, I am free to be who I am. I am a child of God. And that will never change. And so, in our moment of quiet, we hold each other in our prayers, our well wishes, our good thoughts. We surround each and every person with love and light. May you have all that you need. May all the blocks be removed. May you receive the good that the God of good has for each and every one of us. And perhaps you have loved ones or friends, people that you know, that you want to hold in this sacred space this morning. I invite you to whisper their names, maybe get a picture of them in your heart. Send them that good energy that you're feeling, that love and appreciation. and let us see them living their best life. Living their best life. Can you see it? And release them now into divine hands. We remember the people of Maui, and we know the frustration that they must be feeling. That feeling of being overwhelmed, that feeling of grief for the loss of loved ones. We send our healing prayers and our loving energy to all of those that have experienced this situation, this challenge, this circumstance. We wrap you up in a blanket of peace. We call forth divine order into your situation. We see many coming to help. And we know that there are hurricanes, storms that are brewing all over the country right now, and the heat, the many things that are going on. And so we hold all of this energy in this moment. And we just breathe through it. Breathe through it. We trust that we will have the ability, the skill, the talent, the courage, the conviction to deal with whatever comes up in the world and people's lives. We pray the law of grace this morning. The law of grace. That the storms would not be so stormy, that the winds would not be so strong. We pray for the safety and the well-being of all of our friends and neighbors, for our nation and all the nations of the world, for this lovely planet on which we are so supported if we just took the time to notice and to be grateful. May all people everywhere find that balance, that resting point, that peaceful feeling. May they receive everything they need. We know it's there for us, and we're grateful. So I invite you now, just taking a good breath. And let's just wait in the moment of stillness. In the name and nature of love and peace in the Christ, and the Spirit of grace, we say thank you, thank you, thank you. And so it is. So it is. Just take a moment to reach and stretch. As you open your eyes, we'll slowly turn the lights back on. Feeling alert and awake and ready.